What is going on, guys? Bradley, I feel like I could really yell because there's no one around. As you can see, it's like a super pretty day. We're at a road called Stunt Road, which is like also cool in itself. It's like in between, what is that, Malibu? Malibu and like Calabasas?
Yeah.
Over here?
It's a very prime location.
And I just want to make this video because I want to talk today about a few things. Some things that I think are probably like some of the most important things ever. Number one, I've been struggling the last like few weeks. And I found out going to the ER, I know you guys have heard this story before, which, you know, I should invest in an ER. I think I should invest in the ER because I end up there so often, and I also should get health insurance because I pay the bills anyways, and they're way too high. But I went to the ER and I had what I found out to be vertigo, okay? And this is something that like, and this is not what the video is about. The video is not about vertigo. The video is about something a lot more important. But it was like the worst feeling ever, like legit the worst feeling ever. And if you ever had, I did a video, Kevin probably posted like earlier this week, where I talked a little bit more about it and like I showed you guys how to like fix it. But I have vertigo and it's like, imagine being super, super drunk, but not feeling good. And like you can't and you're like, what? It's like you can't see straight. You don't know what's going on. You're like, you feel like you're falling over. It's the scariest thing in the world because I've experienced anxiety. I know what that feels like. So when I felt this, I was like, who ordered FedEx here, bro?
Oh, it's my pizza.
That's mad funny, dude. That's really funny.
I don't cry.
Like, what is it? So anyways, check this out. I experienced this, and for the last like 2 weeks, I've been experiencing like some slight form of it, where I feel like kind of off balance because I think I had an inner ear infection. That a lot of times it's what causes it. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is not because of vertigo, not because of like how to deal with it. There's tons of videos on YouTube you could YouTube about that. What I want to talk about is like perspective on good and bad, and how damn important it is on your life, and to understand something really simple. Because someone came up to me at the expo when I was in Houston, and just lately, two like celebrities, whatever you want to call them, two people killed themselves. We just all know about it because of like Twitter and the internet. Kate Spade and Anthony Bourdain. They killed themselves. You think like, you look at these people, most of the time, you look at people, maybe even like me, you're like, oh, this guy's got a great life. He films videos on YouTube, he works out, he makes gains, he eats food, he's got 2 beautiful dogs, he's got a gym, he's got it all. And I think perspective is really important to understand it. Like someone asked me at the expo, they said, how do you keep going when things are really hard? And you've tried to keep going, and you keep running into roadblocks, and you keep running into things, and you keep I don't know, it feels like you can't, like you're in mud, you're going slow. And he asked me this and it really hit me because I know there's times in my life, and there's still times in my life to this day in which I feel the very exact same way. But from the outside perspective looking in, people might be like, oh, he's got all this great stuff. And I think the thing that I've realized and think that is really important for you guys to realize and understand is picture this, right? Imagine this. Imagine you lived in that house. Can you zoom on that house? That house way up there, right? So imagine living in that house and like you had all the money in the world and your life was perfect and you never knew anything bad. Like you were never sick, like you didn't feel any loss, you didn't feel any fear, you didn't feel any regret, you didn't feel anything bad. You felt no bad your whole life. What kind of life would that be? Imagine that. Could you, if you had a perfect life, would you know what bad is? Would you know what good is? You wouldn't. You'd have no way to measure, and this is what's really important, guys. You'd have no way to measure the good moments in your life. Like anxiety, for example. I have bad anxiety where like, I don't know if it's gonna be like once a week, once every 3 days, once a month, once every 4 months. I don't know when it's gonna come. I don't know when I'm gonna feel it. Sometimes like I'll feel it coming, I'll be like, oh damn. But the point is this, like, not without anxiety, but without moments of which, like, for me, anxiety's been a thing that I realized, it gave me a lot of perspective on my life. Like, you realize that you can't have good without bad. Because if you didn't know what bad felt like, so this is to the people who are saying, I feel stuck and this and that, like, you do have to keep going. And I think that that's people's biggest mistake is like, whether it be like suicide, giving up on their life, right? And that's not just say like, hey, someone just gave up on themselves, because obviously there's so much more that led to that point for that person. But giving up on a goal or a dream because like it's hard. I just want to point out the fact that imagine your life perfect, you didn't know what bad was, you wouldn't know what good is. That's the whole point, is like, if everything was perfect, your life was great, everything was just amazing, you would never have any like, you wouldn't know what good is, because it would be, just imagine everyone's life was perfect. Your life was perfect, everyone's life was perfect. You had no thing to be like, oh, that's bad, I feel bad, that feels bad. Everything would just be like, you wouldn't have any feeling. It would just be like, you'd be a fucking robot, because nothing would give you any sense of like, oh man, that's sad. So what I'm trying to say is, like, without bad, there's no good. You wouldn't be able to differentiate what this is, what that is. You wouldn't be able to feel shit. You'd be a robot. So to everyone out there who's struggling, who maybe has gone through depression, who's dealt with anxiety, who's like experienced like thoughts of suicide or anything like that, like, I think it's important for people to just know that there's no good without bad, there's no bad without good. And it sucks a lot of times because people feel like they're trapped in bad, they're trapped in the feeling of like, well, it's never getting good. And I could personally say that I've had moments in my life where like, I felt like that for like a long time. And I could say without a doubt that there have been tons of moments in my life that are super good. And I've realized, like, more often, like more lately, that like a lot of times looking back on moments, it's in my control of me. Like, there's good moments that I've had in my life. I can look back on this and be like, damn, there's good moments that I had that I didn't appreciate because I was too focused. And I've done a video about this in the past, but I was too focused on like, well, what wasn't happening that I wanted to happen? What wasn't good? And I was focused too much on the bad and not realizing that there was so much good in my life. Even when there wasn't tons of stuff, there wasn't nice whatever, gyms, cars, whatever, like followers on the internet. Like, I just want you guys to like understand that, like, and I think you guys do, because you guys, if you're watching this video, click this video, probably, I mean, we try to make a clickbait title. We tried to reel you in because we want you to hear this message. But likely you probably care about these kind of videos, and I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart, because I wish more people would not necessarily think like me, but would just receive this message and understand that, like, no matter what's going on in your life, it can get better. Excuse me, it can get better as long as you allow it to, and know that, like, our biggest, I think humans, like, biggest not issues but downfalls, we want, especially in today's societies, we want everything right now. And I think it's hard to understand that most things in life, most things that are really great, really good, they don't happen overnight. And I know you've heard it before and you're like, I've heard it a million times. But like, I think once you understand that, like, she's getting it right now. Once you understand that nothing that's really good, you think you really, really want is gonna happen like this, like a great relationship, a great business, a great friendship, like, it takes time, it takes energy, it takes communication, it takes work. And once you realize that and you're okay with that, like, seriously, like, once you come to peace with that, I believe that the rest of your life gets better, because it puts the rest of, like, the bad things and the good things in perspective, and you're able to see them for what they are instead of see them for, like, you know, what it could have been. Because that was one of the biggest things in my life growing up. I remember looking back in moments and being like, damn, like, this, seriously, I lived this so many times with, like, relationships or like communication between people, like friendships even. I'd be like, I could have said this, or I could have, like, maybe if I didn't say that, it would be like this. And like, I realized that, like, living like that doesn't make sense. You have to understand that your whole life is just a learning process. And I'm still learning, even as I talk to you guys and, like, you know, I guess spew all this, like, words from my mouth to you guys, I'm almost, in a sense, learning who I am better, learning what I've gone through and, like, dissecting it better, and I'm just sharing it with you guys. So a lot of you guys always give me a lot of love, and I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I went and did a seminar in Houston, and I talked something similar about this, and I just wanted to say that, like, I really appreciate all the support over the years, and I hope you guys, no matter where you're at in your life, whether it's like a bad situation or a good situation, is understand that there is no good without bad, there's no bad without good. You wouldn't have any sort of idea of what it is without the other. So you have to accept both into your life. Just as much as you want the good, you have to accept the bad. Because the things, it's ironic that the things that are bad in most people's perception and, like, opinion is, like, those are the things that make you grow the most. Because if you didn't experience those things, you wouldn't be able to, like, then change different paths or go different ways in your life to grow and become a better person for yourself and those around you. So I think it's really important to say, man, I love you guys. I want to do more seminars after doing the seminar in Houston. So if you guys want to see that, give the video a thumbs up or comment like what city you guys think I should go. I want to do like a tour where I come and I just like talk with a mic, because that was like a lot of fun. We just started as a Q&A and it just kind of became like we're just talking about life. People were asking like a lot of these type of questions to me, and I just literally just talk like I do on these videos with no cuts, no edits, and I really enjoyed it. And I want to set up a schedule in which I go and I travel.
Like a tour?
Yeah, like it's, I guess.
Like a Logic tour?
Like I'm pretty much Logic. I'm a rapper. I'm just gonna drop an album and then that's it. I'm done with fitness, bro.
Good idea, man.
Yeah, I'm just.
It's actually a really good idea.
Get my last flex in there, bro. Every day is arm day. I think this is out right now too. Oh, for sure it is. It actually might be sold out though. This in like 4 different colors.
Oh, because this is out today.
This is out today.
Yeah.
But they're probably getting this video like
later.
Yeah. For like 3 days, probably like 3 days out. So it might be sold out. Yeah. And this is out too though. You guys will love this shit. This is cool. The nicest. Oh my God, I love it. Anyways, all that stuff aside, I'm serious about the seminar thing. I'm serious about traveling and meeting you guys. It was cool because like we legit did the seminar and there was more people than I thought there were gonna be. And then I took pictures with every single person afterwards and it was so much fun. And like, yeah, I got asked some really cool questions. And then I got DMs from people later who were like, thanks for answering my question. We're like, and I still gotta get back to some of them. But I got answers, not answers, but responses from people like, hey, I really appreciate, you know, you just talking like this. And I appreciate it. It goes both ways, guys. And I want to say it. I said it in this seminar too. I want to say it that I want to do more seminars, obviously, but it was funny because I'm trailing on now, but I really want to explain this. Someone was like, how do you figure out what you want to do with your life? They asked me kind of like a question like that. And it was ironic because the moment that I sat down and started doing the seminar, it was the first time I ever done a seminar with like a mic, and I felt like super official, like on there was a stage, but they were supposed to sit on it, but I just like sat on the edge of it because it felt like weird sitting on the chair. I was like, fuck this. But all the people sat there in chairs and I sat on the edge of the stage and I started to do it, and like the first 2 questions I was like, in my head I remember thinking like, man, I really, really love this and I want to do more of this in my life. So to answer that guy's question again was like, you just start doing things you think you think are gonna make you happy, and then like I was like, damn, I want to do more of this. So do more of the things that you love, and understand that the things that are bad in your life, that are gonna come in your life, they're gonna come no matter what, no matter how much you don't want them to happen. Like, no one's gonna have a perfect life. You never will. Don't try to, but try to learn from the bad. I love you guys so much. Call me your city. I want to visit. I'm serious about this. I'm gonna do this for real this year. So I love you guys. Make sure you subscribe.
Bro, have a good one.
You got any packages for Bradley Martin?
I have a few.
Few?
Yeah? No.
Packages? Yeah.
Just kidding. What are we doing here, man?
Bro, what do you mean? We're doing YouTube, man. We're trying to find the perfect place to take the perfect thumbnail so we can get the clickbait. Also, what's I think is really relevant to everyone who's watching this channel and this video is that looks like a
Yo!
squat rack. No, that's a Smith machine. That's exactly where that should be.
That's not a Smith machine.
That's a Smith machine.
Is it?
Yeah, bro, I see the bar.
Oh, wow.
On the bar.
That's so random that
Come
it's
on,
there.
let's go check this out. Doing YouTube things. Don't worry, everyone.
It is a Smith machine, bro.
I told you. This is like a Smith machine graveyard. That's what this
Maybe
land is. Maybe I should flip it up and try and squat it.
Maybe we should bring it back to the gym.
Yeah, I'll put it on the Apparel.
Sweet.
Yeah, we got it, bro. Do that. Yeah, let's try and get a photo. We can think about how we can clickbait this video, because no one likes to click on videos that are about like things that really help them, but like they should, because like they really help them. They rather click on things that are like bitches and money. And I'm the youngest flexor of the century.
I've heard that before.
You heard that before?
Yep.
Well, that's me, bro.